Roxie with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to teach you the 5, maybe 6 most used beginner musical theater steps of all time. If you know these steps, you can pretty much fake your way through musical theater dance. Maybe not always, but these are some of the core basic musical theater steps. And I have really broken them down in other videos, which I'll link below. And I've also shown you how sometimes in musical theater, choreography gets so formulaic. You can take one combination and fit it into another piece of music, and I'll link that video as well. But I want to show you how when you start to learn these steps and you kind of start fitting them together, you can make your own combination. Whether you just want to practice these steps to a piece of music, or maybe you just need something quick for school and put it together, you can. If you're a drama coach and you need something for an audition really quick, and you know these few steps, you can just put it together really quick for an audition. So let me go over these basic steps and show you what I'm talking about. All right, the first one is the good old jazz square or box step. And you're gonna start, it's on your left foot. We're gonna step forward, step across with that right foot, step back, and step out. So you're literally making a square. So it's forward, step across, step out, and step back. If we're doing it to our right, it's the same thing. You're gonna step forward, step across with that left, step back, and step out. One more time, step forward, step across, step back, and step out. And like I say, I've broken these down in other videos. The next one is the 3-step turn. So if we're going to our left, we're going to step on that left. We're going to bring that right foot around. So you're going to turn to your left. And then we're going to take that left and we're going to step out. This is used so many times. I mean, it's just your basic turn in musical theater. So you're going to step, step, step. And fluidly, that looks like you're just going to step out. All right. So going to our right, you're going to step, step across with that left, and step out on that right. So that's 1, 2, 3. Fast, that looks like, and you want to use those arms to help you turn around. Okay, the next one is a pivot step. Pivot, you're going to step forward on that right foot, and you're going to turn counterclockwise to your left, and then you're going to step out on that foot, and you're going to keep turning that same direction. So your feet are kind of making this swivel motion. So it's step, step, twist on the balls of those feet, and then step again, and then step around. So it's pivoting, you're pivoting on those feet. Okay, if you do it on the left, you're going to step on that left, and now you're going clockwise, and then step out, and then step again. So it's pivot, step, come together. Okay, that is a pivot. The next one we're going to do is, it's called a Lindy. A Lindy, let me do a kickball change. A kickball change is a little easier. So you're going to do a kick either way, okay? So, but let's do it to our left first. You're going to do a kick and then a ball change. Now, a ball change is just a simple change of weight. So you're going to step on the ball of that foot, ball change. And you feel that change of weight on you. Ball change, ball change. So you're going to add a kick first and then step back on that ball, change of weight. Step on that other foot. Kick, ball, change. Kick, ball, change. Kick, ball, change. Trying it to the other foot, we're going to kick on that right, and it's ball, change. Kick, ball, change. Feel that change of weight. Kick, ball, change. Kick, ball, change. Kick, ball, change. Okay, and you can stylize these steps many different ways. I'm getting ready to show you how to do that. All right, next is called the Lindy, and the Lindy is a chassé ball change. So let's just try chassés, and a chassé is when you step and then you're gonna like step together and step out. And there's like a little hop in there. So it's step together, out, step together, out, step together, out, step together, out. Now we're going to start adding a little hop. So it's step, hop out, step, hop out, step, hop out, step, hop out. That's a chassé. Chassé, 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 chassé. Okay, so now we're going to add that ball change. So it's chassé, and now you put that left and back for a ball change. Now you're taking that left again, and you're doing chassé, taking the right, ball change. Now that right foot is open, you don't have any weight on it, so you're going to step out for the chassé, take the left back, ball change. Take that, chassé, ball change, 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 chassé, ball change. And that's a Lindy. And your arms can be any way. They can be out, down, they can be up and out, or up and out and up and out. You can do all kinds of things with Lindy. Lindies are always used in musical theater. Okay, so taking those few steps that I just went over, and remember, I have broken them down more slowly in other videos, which I will link below. They're also on my musical theater dance playlist. So, if we were to take those and put them in a combination, okay, and I stylized these for Cool, the number Cool in West Side Story that was choreographed by Jerome Robbins. This is not his original choreography, but it's stylized after this. And this is very like down and cool, like the number says. So if I were to take a Lindy, starting it off with a Lindy, and I were to do that with the arms here, and I were to take a Lindy to the right, ball change, chassé, ball change. Okay, then I would to do step, kick, ball change, kick, ball change. All right, and then I were to do a 3-step turn. Sorry, running out of room. Okay, then I do a pivot, step, and then just a little finishing step out. That's a combination, okay? And so I've used some of those steps and I've incorporated it to a combination. So that's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Okay? So that's what I mean. You could just put it together like that. You can stylize the pivot a little more by adding a flick kick. So it would look a little more, and if we put it to a little more down and cool, like Jerome Robbins, it could be like, boy, boy, crazy boy, stay cool, boy, ba-na-na-na-na-na-na, breeze it, buzz it, easy does it, turn off the juice, boy. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You just start to play with these steps, and you start to make them look stylized for the genre of the show you're in. All right, now, let's say we're doing something like Gypsy, and wherever you go, whatever you do, we're going to go through it together. Okay, so now it's a little more up and bubbly. Okay, so we're going to start out with a couple of jazz squares, and it's 2 jazz squares starting to our right, and now we're going to step, kick, step, kick, ball, change. Okay, now we're going to go turn, step, step 3, turn out, step 3, turn to our right, and then this foot is ready to go for a pivot. We're going to pivot, step, and a rock back. Okay, so that's wherever you go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together. We may not go far, but sure as a star. Wherever we are, it's together. Okay, so what you could also do to change up some levels, add a little more texture to the choreography, is this number has 2 people in it. So if you want to do one starting to one side and the other starting to the other side, if one person is starting to the right, you could have the other person starting to the left, okay? And then they're starting, the kicks are the opposite direction, and that means everything is opposite. So while one person is doing the kicks this way, the other person is doing the kicks this way, and everything would be opposite. And then while one person does the turn this way, or they wait, and the other person does the turn that way. And that way their pivots are the opposite, okay? And they end up back to back on the rock backs, okay? And that just, I'm saying that, I know it's hard to picture in your head because I'm only one person, but it's for picture, 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 adds a little more dynamic to the choreography, and it helps if they're singing on different lines or when they sing together and they come together, and that just helps thinking in musical theater terms. If you could take that same choreography and apply it to a number like there's no business like show business. So the same thing. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere will you get that special feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. See what I'm saying? I mean, that was exactly the same choreography for a different piece of music. Totally formulaic. It works. You can stick it in. So that's what I'm saying. You can always rearrange these steps differently. If you have a totally different feel, like a hoedown kind of thing, like Oklahoma, and it's the farmer and the cowman should be friends, and you start learning different steps. I mean, obviously there's a lot more than these steps, but you start adding to your musical theater dance repertoire. You can add on to these steps you already know. So you could do oh the farmer, but a little more hoedown in it now. So oh the farmer and the cowman should be friends. Oh the farmer and the cowman should be friends. One man likes to push a plow, the other likes to chase a cow. That's no reason why they can't be friends. Okay, so I added some bell kicks there. I added some skips, and that's what I'm saying. And when you start to choreograph a show and you have 20, 30 people, that's when you start to add formations, you add some lines, you partner up people, and you just keep adding and adding to your repertoire. And that's, I'm showing you that these are the building blocks to not only learning your own steps in musical theater, but if you ever start to choreograph, these are, in very rudimentary terms, the beginning, the building blocks, the baby building blocks of how you start to not only learn musical theater steps, but if you ever go on to do this, you start to think, oh, this is how I add on, I build, I learn to think of seeing not one person, but two people doing it, or I start to see them, how I can play with it in opposition. They can go in opposite directions. I can put people in lines or trade off lines. I can add formations. I can add another step here if you ever want to go that route. So, I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next.